If you asked a group of people to state what their favourite games of all time are, and the reasons why, I can guarantee that one of the most given answers would be due to the game's music and soundtrack. Now, reading the title, it might seem quite obvious at first. Well, of course the music is important in games. Without it, the game wouldn't have as much life and would often feel quite bland and boring. And you would be correct in saying exactly that. But there are so many other reasons as to why music, or to be more specific, good and fitting music, is so vital to a game and the success of said game in the eyes of the player. There are a few different types of music which are relevant when discussing a topic such as this. There are games which use pre-existing music and songs for cutscenes or specific parts of the game. One of my favourite examples of this is with the intros and credits for the Borderlands games, and even Tales from the Borderlands, along with the mission in Far Cry 3 where you're burning the weed farm. Similarly, when games are created using already existing properties such as Star Wars or Game of Thrones, the games will usually use a score which was created specifically for those. Often games will have songs which have been written specifically for that title, such as the song Still Alive created for Portal, or the other song called Still Alive written for Mirror's Edge. In other games there will be source music. This is the music that the in-game character can hear, such as that which is sung by bards in Skyrim, or songs playing on the radio in Fallout. Furthermore, many games have gameplay music which is created by the player themselves, like in games such as Guitar Hero. However, the main type of music used in video games, and the type that's going to be primarily discussed here, is the underscore. This is the music you usually hear in the background while you're playing the game, or watching a cutscene, and it's the music which can make the game instantly recognisable to anyone. If I played you the following music, I guarantee you'll recognise most, if not all, of these without me even having to name the game. Now, there are actually scientific reasons as to why people can recognise the music and the game that goes along with it almost instantly, and it's not just because each of these soundtracks are really catchy. Studies have shown that there are a range of neural networks within the human brain which react when we listen to specific music. This is because these regions of the brain, along with the melodies we're listening to, are linked in such a way that certain memories and emotions can be triggered just by hearing a few notes of the tune. For example, if I once again play some music from the Minecraft soundtrack, whilst listening to this, I can personally instantly picture myself back in 2012 when I'd come home from school and just play Minecraft all day, and when I wasn't playing it I was watching my favourite YouTubers play the game. Music brings back that sense of nostalgia and the memories from different periods of life, both good and bad. Sometimes these memories are buried so deep that we forgot they even existed until we hear the music again, as if we've just unlocked a part of ourselves. Now, nostalgia is a reason as to why video game music is so important to us personally and individually, but it's just one of the many main reasons as to why having a great soundtrack is key in having a successful game. Immersion is one of those reasons. I'm sure you can think back to playing certain games the first time, and upon entering a specific area of the game, or coming face to face with the main antagonist, or even getting an introduction to the game's protagonist, you can give credit to the music for that moment being so memorable. One which sticks out to me specifically is in Halo Reach, towards the end of the game, where your objective is simply survive. The music playing during this part draws the player in and makes them feel immersed in this world, and truly adds to the whole experience of the game. Try playing certain games with the music turned off and you'll see firsthand just how it can affect the way the game feels. Gaming soundtracks can also create emotion. Some music will aim to cause the player stress and anger as the character within the game would be feeling in that moment. Others give the player a sense of fear and terror at what they're up against. There's also, of course, music in games that can cause a player to feel sadness, along with some soundtracks aiming to give an impression of hope. Some examples of these would include scenes from Assassin's Creed, such as Altair's death scene along with Ezio discovering his body many decades later. The ending of Titanfall 2 is another great example, with BT sacrificing himself in order to save Cooper and the fleet. The music in the backgrounds of these scenes add to the whole experience. Now, one final game I really want to mention is Journey. This is such a simple game, I can honestly say it's one of the most beautiful ones I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing. There's no way to describe the gameplay of Journey that would do it justice. You have to play it for yourself. But the part of the game which is relevant to this topic is the fact that there's no spoken dialogue the entire way through. The game relies on sound a lot of the time to make the player feel something, and it does it in a way which is in my opinion absolutely perfect. The soundtrack for the game is genuinely enough to make you cry due to the range of emotions it provides. However, that's pretty much where I want to leave this for now. So many different games have so many beautiful soundtracks, and without them the experience just wouldn't be the same. And that's exactly what games, especially stories-driven games, are. Experiences. Every time we play these games we're creating new memories which we can all look back on, and the music within these games is something which will always stand out, no matter what.